at him, sort of, and smiles awkwardly.
I've heard they're quite fine, quite fine women.
Haven't seen them either.
I'm afraid not. Only heard the stories of their beauty.
I see. Ladies of the Reach have always been famed for their beauty, certainly. Says, what can I do for you, my lord?
I know it might be rude to impose upon a guest, but since you showed that you were quite interested in instruments, I thought that you see, I myself quite enjoy musical talents, gestures to his lute. If you may, perhaps at least listening and telling me what you think about your well about my playing. You've travelled all around, so I've heard.
Yes, that would be naturally, my lord.
If I'm calling you Oswald, feel free to call me by my name as well.
Laenys, was it?
Yes. Gives a polite smile.
He sort of looks up to the parapets where Ettrick is stalking around, glowering at everybody. And then he sort of nods, and he'll certainly follow Laenys to wherever he practices his instrument, as long as it's nowhere near the parapets or the sort of walls.
They can certainly be taken to a place away from the walls to do this.
Dude, I so want to train with Edric.
You will play the lute, or rather the mandolin, and if you play the lute, he can certainly give you a few tips and pointers. He is rather good at it and does seem to be enthusiastic about it.
Mm-hmm. During this, Laenys would like to try and see what he thinks of the entire trip here, and kind of, improve his opinions. Try and improve the disposition, but also try and gain some information from him about just what exactly has been going on here. Yeah, what's his view on all this?
Well, he's here to get married. I mean, that's good, and he's been legitimized, which is good too. Now he calls it Trant instead of Storm. Still something to get used to. He likes traveling, but he wished he could do it with someone other than his brothers, because they're really not really. I mean, have a different mother. It's really not really. They're not really that alike. We'll let slip. But he thinks maybe, maybe he should just maybe he will actually go out and travel by himself. I mean, why shouldn't he? He's a Trant after all. Noble born.
Yes, you are free to travel as you will. And I did notice your brother did not seem the most enthusiastic of your talents. Sad, the musical arts are just as important as many others, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, and it certainly has its benefits, doesn't it? Grins at him.
Yes, quite a few benefits. I heard you spoke to my younger sister. A pleasant chat.
Yes, briefly, yeah.
A pleasant chat, I assume. He says, smiles.
It's very pleasant.
I'm glad to hear everything. I'm glad to hear that you've been given such hospitality.
She enjoyed the music as well. I assume you two play together.
She has not learnt much to play yet, though certainly I'm sure she's listened to some of my music I played. Sometimes you just get lost and don't really notice if anyone's listening.
And as well, I'm sure a harp could help her.
Quite the
It's
fine
a lady's instrument, after all.
A harp is quite the fine instrument. Can you play any others? Asked curiously.
She says, no, this is the one I travel with. My father has not spent much time indulging my desires.
A shame, I'm sure.
What of your father? I have not seen him in my stay.
As said, he has been quite ill. The maester has been taking care of it, though. He should recover without issue.
Does it happen often?
From the time to time, but does it not happen to everyone?
I suppose. Father can get rather ill too. Doesn't travel much.
Hmm. How long ago were you all legitimized? It was only something I heard of as rumors.
We've always really been Trants, I've been told. It's not really something I've been much involved with. I'm generally not allowed to go in there when they're talking about stuff. I'm sure you understand. They don't really regard us as adults yet. Though they should.
That smells slightly.
We're old enough to work, old enough to fight, old enough for responsibility. We're not old enough to decide, huh?
Apparently not. Those choices are made far from us. Even if we have things to give.
Oh, you're lucky. Your older brother's gone, as far as I understand. Off knighting somewhere.
He is somewhere off knighting. That is a correct statement. Though sometimes being left here to, well, do the work is not always. Sometimes it'd be nicer to consider not having to work, not having to do all the responsibilities.
We could travel. The two of us. If I get married to your cousin anyway, I mean, we're family. I wouldn't have to travel with those two. I mean, we're lords, right? Third and second sons.
Perhaps it's my responsibility.
Playing King's Landing. For the king, perhaps.
Now, wouldn't that be quite the dream? Perhaps it's my responsibility to ever die down one day.
We don't need to listen to them. Right?
So it can be hard to simply leave your family when they're in need. Though, certainly having more siblings around makes.
You have an older brother, right? It's his responsibility to deal with. You won't inherit anyway, so why not go and make something of our own, you know?
Perhaps. I still have much time to think of it, as we both do.
Yeah, he's almost wanting to start an intrigue for it, but he has been shut down enough. He will let it go mostly and just play the music.
Okay.
Does anyone want to have a conversation again before the next day where they will leave? Rather early in the morning.
No.
I can safely say my character has fulfilled any talking desires she might have acquired for these individuals.
Dessem might want to seek out and talk to Edric Trant at some point, because from what he heard from Edgar, if the guy has bad lies about House Caladan in his head, planted there by the hated Ashfords, might be able to undo some of that damage, or at least improve relations a little bit, undermine some of the things they've said.
If approached, he seems completely uninterested in talking. He'll make an excuse to go and do something else.
Oh, incredibly rude.
Miserable.
It's like he doesn't want anything from you, that motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
He's a guest, though. Give him courtesy.
Oh, well, what can you do? Nima will have had enough of walking around in an annoying dress and will go change into her armor to, her normal attire, and go to dear little Bree and tell her that dancing lesson is about to begin.
At around dinner, if there's no Bree there. Dessem will look around.
Oh, Nima would have told you. Relayed the message that she told me.
The guests will request to dine by themselves
Oh,
together.
that is perfectly fine.
Dun dun dun. Well, Nima would have told Dessem that Bree is maybe gonna
Sit this dinner out.
words. Yeah, set this dinner out.
Uh-huh. And why, if Dessem may ask?
You know, Nima wouldn't really know, so she would just rely on what Bree told her.
Sick, yes. Well, call for the maester and have him visit Bree.
That's
She is,
that's,
she is clearly sick.
That's not necessary. I'll go check up on her and give her what she needs. No,
Get
no,
the leeches.
She
Mr.
still, she said she was fine enough to still train dancing today.
Dessem has a look on his face that he is not buying this, really.
What bullshit.
What utter bull. What complete bald-faced lying from his looks.
Well, Nima is telling the truth. She's telling what she
Yeah,
knows.
no, he
No, she is totally making up shit that Bree did not say. Bree said a little snippet and walked away.
Well,
This is all interpretation.
Nima told him what she knows. She said she will skip dinner, but maybe she will do some water dancing later. But if need be, Nima will bring food to Bree.
I would also like to later approach
Dessem
Dessem.
wants that.
It's either that or Dessem brings up the maester. You know,
Okay.
that
You know,
tell
Nima,
you can relay that to
you know,
to basically relay to my darling niece that if she's very sick, Dessem will of course immediately call for the maester.
I do not think it's sickness, but I will bring her food.
Just relay the message.
I will relay the message. You know, Nima seems tired, like I'm an assassin, not this. Sure. When are we gonna have some action?
There isn't too much to assassinate around here. I'm sorry.
No, send me somewhere. Those bandits.
We're gonna go out to Dorne in a
You
bit
can't
like
Declare
a box.
war on Trent. I mean,
We could. Kill them. Kill them immediately.
Now.
beds.
Oh no, they got attacked by bandits.
Between Sir Alaric and the Braavosi assassin, they can't leave here alive if you don't want them to leave here alive.
That is
They were slain by unknown enemies.
Unknown enemies.
We found their corpses in
I mean,
the
talk
road.
about sickness, right?
Yes.
Well, Nima will go to Bree and tell her that her uncle really wants her to attend dinner. That or the maester.
Bree, who has been sitting in front of her window for hours, still in the fucking noble garb that she put on this morning. But yeah, what?
No, Nima will look really what the fuck? Something's definitely wrong.
She has never done this before.
Never been in a dress for so long.
Dinner? Oh. And
You
then
know,
she
what are-
looks down at her tummy and it rumbles. I guess I am hungry. Yeah, I'll be right down.
And water dancing, milady.
Yes. Bree offers a nervous, twitching smile, the lips are curling upward. Yes, swift as still water, quick as a bear, fierce as a shadow.
Nima looks tired and goes, I know what you need today. Meet me at the stairs after food. Dinner.
Briyenn gets a...
You know, they probably have done this before. You have to stand on one leg by the staircase.
Yes.
Okay,
I
you know
actually
what?
thought that was good. Yeah, I can. Yeah, okay, I can roll
That
with
needs
that.
a lot of concentration, so...
Yep. Bree is going to be tumbling down the stairs then later on today. Bree will follow.
Huh?
Yeah.
No, she's not gonna... Nima isn't gonna suggest not to wear a fine garb.
Briyenn will follow Nima and she'll head down to the fucking dinner table, still in her noble garb.
Well, Nima will follow her too, because she doesn't trust her to do that alone. To the room and bow to the nobles.
Dessem
And
will look.
basically, just as here she is.
Dessem will look Brienne up and down.
Bree looks at Dessem and says, "You threaten the leeches. I don't want to be leeched." And she'll sit down at the table.
And you even put on a dress. Such terror the maester must instill. He sort of smiles.
Bree flexes a nervous smile and says nothing more.
She was dressed that way this morning when I came to meet her.
Oh.
Bree
look
stares
too
pointedly
heinous.
at the dinner table.
Nima was about to leave, but then stops and tries to stalk in the shadows.
Apparently,
Did she now?
apparently she had a talk with Oswald before I even went to meet her.
Good evening, Maester.
Desem's eyes
Good evening, young lady.
moves from
That bows.
Laenys towards Brienne very slowly.
As he goes to sit down, and he looks tired a little bit. Sort of wipes his brow.
It is unfortunate, Maester. You work so diligently for this house. I do not think words or even our actions could properly convey our gratitude for you keeping the Lord alive.
Says, I simply do what I was sworn to do by the Citadel. I serve the lord and ladies of the house to the best of my abilities.
We are
No thanks.
Still, we are nevertheless grateful to have one so skilled. I cannot imagine every Maester is as knowledgeable as you.
What the?
Every maester is knowledgeable about their own topics. I never realized you were interested in the academics. I can certainly teach you a few things if need be.
Bree will blink and say, "A lady must be well-rounded to serve her house however it needs her."
So wise words. Those are not words I've heard from you much before.
Briyenn will again offer a nervous smile and then just go back to staring at the table.
You look sort of pleased and a little surprised at Dessem and sort of nods. I hope you've had a good day. It seems that our guests have chosen to dine alone.
Yes. Dessem looks down to Brienne and says, "My dear niece,
Staring at the table.
might I ask why you were dressed in a fine dress early in the morning?" And sort of looks over to Nima as she sort of moves away. "Was seen in the courtyard in such interesting circumstances."
Briyenn will look up, like slowly from the table, at her uncle. Now, she might be a petulant 11-year-old girl, but she's not so stupid as to lie directly to her uncle's face. And she will say, "I had the idea of visiting with the youngest of the three Trants. Sensing his vulnerabilities, I thought to learn more from him and befriend him, particularly if House Caladan is perhaps going to be more friendly with House Trant." So, Bree gestures a gloved hand from her head down her torso.
Alaric will look to Dessem and Brienne and then say, "I believe I saw them walking back to the main keep, arm in arm. Or was I seeing visions, Bree?"
Oswald did say it was quite the pleasant chat.
Gives a smirk.
That is an accurate assessment, sir cousin.
"I see. Well, did your attempts bear any fruit, Brienne? Did you actually learn anything from him?"
He is very skilled at his instrument. He is a most capable singer. He has not received much affection or attention, I imagine that is because of his overbearing brother, Uncle. Once I isolated him, he was very congenial, if not nervous.
Dessem nods slowly. It was all in all a good initiative, I think. As long as he didn't attempt anything.
Bree, she actually lets out a little, like, she titters, like, she giggles, and then, like, a hand, like, goes right over her mouth.
Dessem sort of draws himself up.
Alaric kind of looks down at, like, gives a quick glance to his, to like the hilt of his sword that's like laid up against the table.
No,
like,
we're not
looks
going.
up to Dessem. Like,
We're not going there quite yet. I see.
Happy Nima's not there.
Bree says, he said unfamiliar words to me, given my hideous countenance, Uncle. That is why I do not enjoy wearing this.
Dessem looks at her. Yes, you made that abundantly clear. As I said, I think the idea and your initiative is to be commended, Briyenn. It was well done. But you must take care when you attempt these things. He sort of thinks for a second. People like the Trants are... They might try to take more advantage of you than you are prepared to give them, and should be prepared to give them. I am just concerned for your well-being, niece.
Bree's natural fury has been completely destabilized today, and then so she'll say simply, I understand, Uncle.
He nods slowly. The matter for him apparently settled for now, and he will stop fixating her with his gaze and move back to his plate. Although he seems somewhat, concerned as he sort of eats slowly.
This is really good.
It is good. Zuko will have a slight smile on his face, but say nothing, as usual, listening to the conversation.
Just look at never change.
I mean, he basically, whenever you say one of these things, he has he looks like he does in his token, looking at the person talking.
I love it.
I love you guys.
Yes.
I am torn between wanting that to be Jonas's token and glad that it's not Jonas's token, so it could be this narrator character.
Yep. Totally agree.
Guys, I want to be part of the table.
You're
I'm so lonely.
I mean,
Maybe
You
they would have
chose to be
invited
alone.
you, but yeah.
No, I was told to sweep the area. There's no one. I'm getting a little angsty here, guys.
You can come back
Yeah.
after swept the area.
The
That's right.
next morning, the Trants leave in the early morning, not even bothering to wake you all up and say goodbye, unless you're already awake.
I'm awake.
In which case, they will wish you a fair day. As they,
Brienne will be blue all over,
as they
falling down the
leave.
stairs.
Yeah, she will be awake too.
yeah. Alaric will be like
I
at the.
doubt it. Could
at,
she
like, the
hold her
gatehouse.
concentration not falling down the stairs?
You know, it would have taken maybe like 47 minutes. No, she's probably asleep.
Oh,
Dessem sitting alone. with a
Nima will
glass
wake
of
up
wine.
as always. Where am I? And then go to bed.
Yeah.
It's sad, really.
Well, I suppose the good thing is that we know that at least one of them is interested in producing an heir, so that is something. Like looking down in his glass, sipping, slightly looking out the window.
Well, Nima will look out at them for sure, just looking at them until they are left to pretend she's training, and well, she is training, but at the same time she's just looking at them. It's like,
I can see the banner follow it as it disappears through the trees.
yeah, you better leave.
Dessem clenching the goblet. Audacity! Bastard trying to make a pass on my niece. Why
Well, then we now hear Mia will walk in and they left. Right, rude.
Good. Takes another sip. Dessem doesn't look very happy. This might be probably a day that Dessem doesn't want to be disturbed, and he's going to retreat to his gallery.
Oh, if
It's
no
an
one does
art
anything
day.
special, the day passes without much issue.
What's stewardship?
Now it's
I
wait
call
for
it
the
The
girls.
death of innocence.
You'll have to like do a sketch before next session showing us how the death of innocence looks, Jonas, because I'm very curious.
I guess the next event to come up in the next few days would be the
Well,
two
I
girls
mean-
arriving with
Well,
said knight.
Before
Maybe.
anything particular like that happens,
Hmm.
2 days after the Trants have left, something does indeed happen that sort of gets everyone's attention. At least wherever you are all by servants or guardsmen asked. At least Dessem and Laenys and probably Alaric too, if he isn't there, would be asked to come to the courtyard because there seemed to be some disturbance there.
Mm.
All right.
You go there, you will see a man who has really the minimum, and he's really in his like underclothes, being currently held by a guard or two, rambling that he needs to see his lordship about something very urgently.
I have a feeling what this is about. Yes, he may speak.
Sure. He will ramble and blabber about his daughter and the lawnmen
Yes.
taken. And then he will also mention that they gave him a message.
Mhm.
That my daughter is only safe until I deliver the message. My lord, they said that you had a day to consider, and if not, then they would. He sort of pales and says, "We were on the way to her marriage. I mean,
Out with it.
they said they sort of fumbles with the words, trying to think and remember. Well, as they he'll fish out a little bag that he had with him. The guards hadn't really taken it from him yet, although they were probably moving to do so when you arrived. And he'll drop it on the ground. It looks to be made of like a purplish velvet. As it falls, a good bit of silver coins sort of land out on the cobbled courtyard. They gave me this as proof, and they said that they had caught someone.
Dessem sighs.
Great.
It was too much to hope for that this would go smoothly, wasn't it?
Yes, someone of a different house. They said that you would want to know what they had found out from that person, an agent. They said. Tomorrow they will give my daughter and all the information that the agents had on them, of proof what house it was that was trying to conspire against House Caladan, for only 20 gold dragons.
20 gold dragons.
Please, my lords, they said it was very important information. I noticed there was a sword and there were bodies.
Blasted lawnman. Very well. Where
Scary.
exactly?
Had a hood, and he said that they would do terrible things to her if she did not go through with this. Please, my lords, think of her poor innocence.
Yes. Doesn't walks forward. Does he recognize the man at all? Like we see.
You could do a memory test.
I guess I could. Is that cunning?
Yes.
I believe so, yeah.
So it's kind
That'd
of
be cunning memory.
Cunning memory, which I have a bonus die in actually, so
like,
gonna be pretty
perhaps
great.
an awareness, empathy to see whether like he doesn't secretly hate you and wish to entrap
God.
you in doom.
You are confident you have never seen this man in your life.
I could do an empathy check, I suppose. Yes, that's probably a
suppose
good
so.
idea actually.
I'll do an empathy check as well. Nope. 1, 3, and 3.
He seems to be perhaps even more panicky and frantic than he appears, trying to contain some of it to be coherent enough that you might actually want to listen to what he has to say.
And
He's very disturbed by what's happened.
doesn't nonsense says, we have heard what you have said. Did they give you a place for this meeting and exchange to take place?
They did, and they said that I should be given the money, and then I will go there and give it to them, and then I will come back with the information on my daughter.
Alaric looks to Dessem and says,
If I
sounds
didn't
like
come alone, they said the deal was off, and they would take her.
it sounds like a very silly thing to do.
Assured me that the information would be vital to you, and told me to say that although Lorne is no longer the lord of the house, that they still are just here to protect the house from, well, itself. They wish it its best, and that outside enemies threaten them as much as you, my lords. Sounded very genuine.
I'm sure they did. I'm sure they did. Very well, we shall come to this meeting.
Sure they would not have given silver if it was not true.
Yeah, it seems to be a meeting we need to go to, sadly.
But they only want him to go with the money.
Yeah, we're not going to send him with just money.
No.
That's not going to happen.
So,
If they truly believe that they are, or truly say that they are, like protectors of the house, I am sure they can understand that the house also wants to protect itself.
so we're
So,
talking guards, archers.
We'll come with. We'll bring a minimum guard with us, just as a show of good faith against these fucking bandits, and we will give them a measure of trust. And if it turns bad, I certainly hope that Alaric can cut his way out.
Alaric will also call servants to bring Nima.
How many guards are a minimum guard?
2 for Laenys, 2 for Dessem.
If the merchant will frantically argue that you're doing nothing but making sure that you will never ever get to see this, and he will never get to see his daughter again. And he's very much interested in seeing his daughter again. And if you will execute him afterwards, that's okay, but just please do not do this to his daughter.
The thing is, if we send you away with the money, we have no way of knowing that we will actually get any information or that we will ever see you
With
again.
him, but surely you're not taking guards with you. You'll be expecting only me.
I want at least one to cover Laenys, one to cover Dessem.
And
Or
Dessem
Alaric
doesn't-
would suggest such.
Yeah, doesn't need cover. He's not that concerned for his own safety at this point. It will be more Laenys that will be in the like line of fire. So maybe Alaric can just protect Laenys at this case.
Make sure we bring Nima along. Make sure we bring Nima.
Yeah. So alright, so no guards in that case then. Or if we do, then they'll be down the road from said meeting spot.
Or if they're extremely nervous, maybe just 2 of us, like Dessem and Alaric, or something like that.
Yeah, I don't like taking Laenys because he is an obvious target with his hair. Everyone will know that is the.
Everyone knows who you are as well.
Yeah, but I'm not always going to be targeted, especially if they've got like the heir to the house or possible heir to the house. that they could pick off.
And to be honest, they might be more interested in capturing me than killing me.
It's possible, but I mean, it is also up to Laenys. He is also our lord. He can just put his foot down if he wants to.
He could. Although maybe then just Dessem and Alaric would make this go more smoothly.
Mhm.
I guess I could also ask Kvalar to like track the merchant, like, and basically show us the way. He's smart enough to do that, certainly.
Call.
Yeah. That is a way to keep an eye on him.
Perhaps just.
Even with the rumors of ravens being shot in the area?
We don't really want our ravens being shot down. Especially not Kvala.
We'll
Don't
get
want
some
him being
armor-
shot down.
Get some armor on the Raven.
Armor Kvala.
Barding is expensive.
Special Castle Forge Raven barding. There's
like
actually a
that.
project for Galt. That's something he can consider.
Galt's been working on it, I
I'd probably
guarantee
say
it.
that it's very hard for a bird to fly with that sort of
He just has a
baggage.
little
maybe like
breastplate.
some. Yeah, he doesn't really know enough about birds.
Alright,
Maester?
Well,
So-
He can do it, but it's not sure practical.
yeah. Alright, so
Maester Call and Galt and Kvalar together will figure something out.
Bring
It
Nima.
seems to me somewhat foolish to just give him gold and send him out and just hope that something comes in return.